related with the idea of emotions from the book of from David Hawking, and he mentioned about that the emotions, why we have emotions, why human being has emotion, because we want to survive on this planet. Actually, emotions are a great tool of our survival, and even we are angry or we want to be delighted, we express through our face, we through our body language, and that survive ourselves. So if you see from overall picture of our planet or all species on the world, so if you see that we are the most surviving species on this planet, and we witnessed that there were so giant dinosaurs, there were so other different type of creatures has been living and more powerful, but they are demolished at all from our planet. What one single thing they could not do, which human being we did, is that we use our emotional with the help of our brain so that we can survive more and more better. Yeah. But nowadays, because we are entering into a different world in a new age, we actually are using either emotion more negatively actually. That's why it's reflecting on our body. Do you think that if anybody has a negative thinking pattern or a negative attitude, they people more have a physical symptom more prominently or a medical condition more frequently? For example, blood pressure, heart diseases,
Yes.
stroke. Why these are? Because they can't control emotions, or even they cannot understand their emotion, what actually they are, and therefore they cannot survive well. So that's why David Hawken is saying in the book on page 26 about emotion have a goal of survival, and what are the details. Let's go to read it further. Uh, I will
There
start
is
it
a
from
there is
yeah,
another thing, Maratab, I just would like to mention regarding to
yeah,
the emotions, and you gave the example of those people who basically keep suffering with the physical problems which is related to their thoughts and emotions. Yeah, there is another example I just would like to mention is for those people who never forgive the people, who always keep and try to take the revenge from the people who have anybody may make a problem in their life, and they never forgive the people. And I was just reading somewhere or something like that. The people who don't forgive to the other people, they always suffering with the different physical issues, because those their wounds always keep reminding them, he did the wrong with you, he did wrong with you. So because those people are keep repeating them on a daily basis or weekly basis or whenever they remind them, so because of that they suffer with a lot of physical problems as well.
absolutely, absolutely. You are actually answering of the problem with the spirituality, because forgiving is a tool and reflection of spirituality. If the person does not have a spiritual or a sense of something which is beyond matter, and we often reflect with love, kindness, forgiveness, we cannot be remain calm.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You are right. So many people they manage their emotions through spirituality, spiritual intelligence. That's correct.
Yeah.
That's correct. I appreciate it. So David is saying in the book, let's start this heading, and we will everyone will read one paragraph so that we
Yeah.
all can participate. After me, Cynthia will read the next paragraph, and then I will request Jenny, and then Ifzal will read it. So, and Luca, if he or she can as well. Let's read it. Whichever psychology is studied reveals that the primary human goal, superseding all other, is survival. Every human desire seeks to ensure one's personal survival and the survival of one's identified groups, such as family, loved ones, and the country. Humans fear most of all the loss of the capacity to experience, capacity to experience. Sorry. To that end, the people are interested in the survival of the body because they believe that they are the body, and therefore they need the body to experience their existence. Because people view themselves as a separate and limited, they are stressed by their sense of lack. It is common for humans to look outside of themselves for the satisfaction of their needs. This leads them to experience themselves as vulnerable because they are insufficient unto themselves. Yeah, absolutely. Uh, yeah, Cynthia, if you can read it for us, please.
Sure. The mind is, therefore, a survival mechanism, and its method of survival is primarily the use of emotions. Thoughts are engendered by the emotions, and eventually, emotions become shorthand for thoughts. Thousands and even millions of thoughts can be replaced by a single emotion. Emotions are more basic and primitive than mental processes. Reason is the tool the mind uses to achieve its emotional ends. When used by the intellect, the basic underlying emotion is usually unconscious or at least out of awareness. When the underlying emotion is forgotten or ignored and not experienced, people are aware of the reason for their actions and they develop all kinds of plausible reasons. In fact, they frequently do not know why they are doing what they are doing.
Yeah. So there are some key quotations we can get uh, that thousands and even millions of thoughts can be replaced by single emotion. No, so that's a very key quote we can keep it. So emotion is very powerful reflection of our millions of thought at once as well. So also is saying that the emotions are more basic and primitive than mental processes, and there is a reason as well to. And also there are key note as well is uh, when the underlying emotion is forgotten or ignored and not experienced, people are unaware of the reason for their actions, and they develop all kind of plausible reasons. Yeah, that's the thing which I was explaining before, that if you don't understand or if you forgot your emotion or you try to ignore your emotions, or even if you haven't experienced, but still you will do some action which will not understand in, and you suddenly will react, and you you will be in astonished and surprising mode, that why I did respond like this, or how, what happened to me, and what triggered me or something. And some people can experience even a hidden physical medical conditions as well for this as well. So obviously that's a very sensitive topic. um, yeah, please Jenny, if you can read it for us, next paragraph.
There is a simple way to become conscious of the underlying emotional goal behind any activity through use of the question, what for? With each answer, what for, is explained again and again until the basic feeling is uncovered. An
Yeah.
example would be
Sorry,
That's
sorry for
okay.
interruption. Here, David Hawkins is giving us a solution that if you are not trying figured out what emotion or thought is responsible for your action, so you will use this remedy or is trick actually. What for? And he's giving an example here. That example is very good. I must say, go with this example and try to fit and relate with your own life. For anything, any emotion or thought which you are uncertain about of your life. So now she's going to read that example.
An example would be the following. A man wants a new Cadillac. His mind gives all the logical reasons, but logic doesn't really explain it. So he asks himself, what do I want the Cadillac for? Well, he says, it is to achieve status, recognition, respect, and solid citizen success status. Again, what do I want status for? Respect and approval from others, he might say, and to ensure that respect. Again, what do I want respect and approval for? To have the feeling of security. Again, what do I want security for? To feel happy.
Yeah, continue, please.
The continual question, what for, reveals that basically there are feelings of insecurity, unhappiness, and lack of fulfillment. Every activity or desire will reveal that the basic goal is to achieve a certain feeling. There are no other goals than to overcome fear and achieve happiness. Emotions are connected with what we believe will ensure our survival, not with what actually will. Emotions themselves are continually the cause of the basic fear that drives everyone to seek security constantly.
Yeah. So see in that example, so behind every emotion, almost there is a feeling at the very basic is operating, and you need to identify that feeling, and that, then you will, if you can associate that feeling with some other replacement or substitute, then you don't need that feeling. In that example, he need a very luxury car, and it's a very expensive car, but he asked himself, what is this for? Why you are buying this luxury car? And then he tried to answer, and then further, why this? Why for? And then at the end, he found that there is actually a insecurity. That feeling is related, and and then that insecurity feeling, if he will work on these, then that can turn into security. Yeah, and he can get security from any other thing. So then now he does not need a luxury car. So he needs to feel security basically. And that security, if he can get with any other thing, then he or she does not need that luxury car. You see? So if we work on our emotion and identify, and if we can associate with other thing, then we can stop ourselves to be a victim. Yeah, and obviously waste our money and resources for nothing, and that's and then we will survive more better, you know. uh, and there are so many examples we can give in this thing. Uh, thank you.